that Uro Preto will be a part of our future. As I told you, I have myself very good, let's say, experience with colleagues from your university when we started the cooperation, and I was treated always very well when I was in Uro Preto.
That's great. Well, Professor, just before your lecture, I just would like to greet all the students that are here with us today, because we are the international office. Igor, Anderson, Duda, Samuel, and Sikeni, we work at the International Affairs Office, but we also have some students from the Federal University of Ouro Preto that are here with us to listen to you about the Reutlingen University. So good morning, bom dia to everyone that's here from UFOP, from our university. It's a pleasure to have you here in our internationalization seminar. Reutlingen University, it's a great partner of Federal University of Ouro Preto since 2011. We have sent already 75 students from different majors to Reutlingen, and they have amazing experience. This is one of the most chosen one. The students love the experience in Reutlingen, and we are very happy about it. And we would like to increase the number of people from Reutlingen in Ouro Preto as well. And we hope it will be possible with the exchange of language courses and other activities that we can do together. Yeah. If you have any questions, you can write them on the chat, okay, please. And then after Professor Veit's speech, we are going to ask the questions. And if you would like to open your camera, it's fine. We just would like to keep your mics off during the presentation. And I hope you enjoy it. This video will be available in our YouTube channel, CAINTE, International Affairs Office, YouTube channel. And I would like to invite you all to the other activities of the internationalization seminar. We are going to have some talks with the students that are back from the mobility. Tomorrow we had 2 yesterday, and tomorrow we are going to have 2 more. And on Thursday we have 2 more lectures with partners. So thank you so much again for everyone that is here, and thank you so much, Professor Veit, for your time and for talking to us today. So the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jacqueline. It was a pleasure for me to hear back from something from Uro Preto. In the meantime, I had given the job to manage that to Max. Max is not here today because I have sent him for 1 year to the Ministry of Science in our government to make some other experiences, but he will come back at the end of this year. And I am just taking care of giving young people a chance to get experience and to get maybe later on in my position, because I do my job since more than 30 years. That's a very long time. My name is, as you know, the others maybe hear that, Baldur Veit. It's very strange. First name is a German name. It's coming from the German and Nordic mythology. It is the god of the spring and the sun. That's Baldur, and Veit is my family name. I did my normal career first. I was foreseen to become a teacher in a German high school, in the gymnasium. So I studied first at the University of Tübingen, which is not too far away from Reutlingen. And in between, I made some stays abroad. And these stays abroad have influenced my life and my career, because I have spent half a year in the United States as a student in California and more than 1 year in France. And so I learned so much about other cultures, and my personality was very interested in that finally at the end of a lot of things, I made a business out of that. And I became first the right hand of the president of the university, but then I founded the international office. I founded the Institute of Foreign Languages and Intercultural Communication, and I founded the international programs of our university. Finally, we won the national, let's say, competition in internationalization of whole Germany. And this was 10 years ago. And we, as nasty little brother from such a small university, have beaten all the big ones in Germany. They couldn't believe that. And finally, we continued this way. And we are as good as our partner universities are, because we think that exchange means cooperation with our international partners, staff people, professors, students, exchange ideas, and then we can look for common projects and solutions. So I'm a mini ambassador of internationalization as well, because I have learned in my life how important it was to be in another place and to change the perspective, because I was a foreigner when I was abroad and I needed the support and the help of other students and other people. And until today, I still have contacts to these people where I started my internationalized campaign. In Europe, it was normal that we had all these travels in Europe until today, because we have these normally open borders, so we can go everywhere without showing a passport in the European Union. But I have brought you some information. I would like to do the following thing. I make a short presentation. Short means very dangerous. A German professor speaks very long. But I want to give you information. Sometimes I will maybe interrupt and show you a video which is showing our university, a video which is showing the state of Baden-Württemberg in Germany. And then, of course, I can show you as well the result of a project. We are very proud that we do that, because we have the project of students from different schools to organize and to construct an aircraft. And we are building aircrafts as a project. The students have to look for the material, students have to do the plan, students have to build it, they have to do the inspection, the quality management, and finally, if everything goes well, there's a ready plane. And then one of my colleagues, who is a professor as well, can use the plane. Well, it's a little bit risky, but okay. But it worked. And this is a project work, because we have young people in our university, and we want to prepare them for a bright future, not only in administration, but mostly in companies. And you know, I want to start with 2 sentences. Germany is a very poor country. I always tell them, my students, they say, "What, Professor Veit, completely crazy man, Germany is not poor." I say, yes, we are poor in natural resources and in energy. And the basic principle of Germany is to buy energy, to buy natural resources, to use our brain in order to create an added value. And then we want to sell very high quality and sophisticated products to the world. That's the business idea of Germany. It's like that. Yeah, it's easy expressed, but it's the background. And this is why we have to be open to other countries, cultures, and people, because we need them as customers, we need them as partners. And so I say there must be this component: intercultural management, intercultural communication, foreign languages in every curriculum of every study program. And it took me a very long time to convince all of us in the university to do that. In the meantime, the ice is completely broken. Every study program has got international components in the curriculum. The most important problems I had with the computer scientists, because they told me, we don't need international experience because we are always in the internet, that's already international. I said, yes, but this is not international experience, because you have to sit together with a colleague in another country, to have a lunch together, maybe to drink a beer, whatsoever, or something else. And then you see that a human being is not only, let's say, special knowledge, there are social aspects of, there's a social dimension, and this social dimension is the added value of an international study program, which has contacts and possibility to go abroad and to see other people. We have internationalization at home, you know that. This is why we invite international students to our place, and we send our students out. So my job was and is import and export of students and staff. This was my main job. Of course, I didn't want to give up all my, let's say, lectures. And so I'm working as well as a professor, and I'm teaching in bachelor and in master programs. And I'm supervising master theses at the moment with 2 companies. One master thesis is written in the Porsche company. Porsche is a nice little car from Germany. And one thesis is written in the Bosch company. And Bosch is the biggest company we have in the city of Reutlingen. But now I would like to start my presentation. Can you see it? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Okay, I want to be sure that everything is fine. Eine Hochschule, viele Facetten. That means one university, many facets. And I give a lecture for students and colleagues from our partner University Federal de Ouro Preto in Brazil. As I told you, I was very happy that I've been to this place. And I told that some minutes ago, I was treated very well. So very good experience. So this is Germany. Germany is in the middle of Europe. And I just wanted to show that to all the students. Maybe you have no idea about the geographic situation in Germany, as well as maybe my students don't have too much knowledge about the geographic location in Brazil, which is much bigger than Germany. We can compare European Union maybe with Brazil, and that's at about the same. But you see, Germany has got 9 direct neighbor countries. Yeah. This is we have a central location which helps us a lot for traveling and for making business, because we have got so many neighbors. Yeah. So here, this is Germany. Germany has got 16 states. And our state, my state, is Baden-Württemberg in the southwest. Here, you see that in the very southwest. That means we are a little bit further away from Berlin. But Germany itself is a very small place. I call Germany as well little giant. Why little and giant? Very good question. Little because geographically we are small. From the very north to the very south, 1,000 kilometers. From the very west to the very east, 600 kilometers. That's nothing. Population-wise, we have at the moment 83 million people living on this territory. But looking at the economic performance, we are giant. We are top 5 in the world. Yeah. And those of you who don't know who are the top 5 are at the moment, I can tell you. Number 1 is still United States. Number 2, China. Number 3, Japan. Number 4, Germany. Number 5, France. Some years ago, Brazil was close. This was in 2014, 2015. Before a little bit, the development was a little bit complicated. But now they are back. Number 6 is in the meantime UK. Yeah. But this is just that you know where we are. We are in Baden-Württemberg. And now this is Baden-Württemberg. And Baden-Württemberg, you see that, has got a lot of places. These are the places where we have universities and other places. Important is that here we have Stuttgart and we have Reutlingen. And Reutlingen is more or less in the heart of this place. Whenever I have to tell people where we are more or less 35 kilometers away from Stuttgart. The Stuttgart airport is on, let's say, halfway between Stuttgart and Reutlingen, which is logistic-wise good. And there are direct train and bus connections from the city and the airport to Reutlingen. And of course, from Reutlingen, if students and visitors want to discover the world, we need by car 2 hours to France, 2 hours to Switzerland, 2 hours to Austria, 4 hours to Czech Republic, 6 hours to Italy. And this are very good arguments for a lot of students. And we have, of course, a fast train connection. Maybe you know about these ICEs, intercity express trains in Germany. And you have heard about TGV, Train Grand Vitesse in France. So we have a direct train connection from Stuttgart to Paris, yeah, at about 3 hours and 15 minutes. So this is, of course, I think the future in Europe and in Germany, that we will have for shorter distance train connections because of sustainability and other things. Maybe I just continue to show the videos later on. Here are some data, facts, and numbers, some of our strong points. And if you have a question, maybe you ask until I'm through, and you wait until I'm through, and then you can ask it later. Yeah. Okay. So we have 5 schools. The first one is applied chemistry, angewandte Chemie. The second one is European ESB Business School. This is the biggest school of our university. Then we have got computer science and informatics. We have got engineering, and we have got textile and design. Altogether at the moment, 5,500 students, plus at about 550 additional students we have in special programs. I can tell you about that later on. We are doing together with companies, or we are doing together with, for example, research universities. We have at about 160 professors, 340 employees, and we have mostly bachelor and master degree programs, 43, with some PhD options, because as we are no research university, but a University of Applied Sciences, to award a doctor's degree, we need a research university. And so we work together with the University of Tübingen, with the University of Stuttgart, and other international and national universities to award a doctorate. This is done in the system of co-tutelle. That's a French word. That means there's a professor from us and a professor from a research university to go on a doctoral degree. We have a very, very huge research center. It's called RRE, Reutlingen Research Institute. And we have got, you see that, a very important institution, Rio. Rio is not only in Brazil, Rio is in Reutlingen. It's my unit. Reutlingen International Office. This was when I had the idea to call it Rio. In the first time it was called International Office, but then I added an Institute of Foreign Languages and Intercultural Communication. I added international programs, and so I needed a roof, under the roof of which I can place all my 3 units. And so I had the idea RIO, and this was for me the biggest motivation to go to Brazil, because I said, if I'm running a department with the name Rio, I need to go to Rio. And I did that. This was easy for me because at that time I was one of the elected members of the supervisory board of the German Academic Exchange Service, DAAD. I was it 12 years long, and DAAD has an office in Rio de Janeiro, so I had a top reason to go there. And from Rio, I went as well to Ouro Preto. Okay, so just that you know, 5 schools. Now here we have a little bit of structure. We have got the schools, we have got all our institutions, and we have one thing which is called executive committee. That's more or less the president and the people who are working in the president. And I am a member of the Senate. For this position, I have to be elected. I'm a guest in the University Council, and I'm a member of the executive committee. That means I'm not running only the international office and the Rio, I'm as well a member of the extended executive committee. That means I'm like a vice president, which helps, of course, if there are decisions to make and if we need money. Yeah. But this was not always like this. This is because I'm so long here and have a big knowledge and a lot of experience. So from year to year, I was going into a new position. Here, I have some reasons. I put that together yesterday, why Reutlingen is a good place. For many years, Reutlingen University has regularly been placed at or near the top of the national academic league tables. And moreover, surveys undertaken among corporate HR managers confirm the excellent quality of our graduates, reinforcing our belief in the programs we offer. This is the most important argument, because we want to help young people to get a qualification which makes them interesting for future employers. So the so-called employability is a very, very important word. If you want to become a professor in Reutlingen University, you need, of course, bachelor, master, PhD, publications, and so on. But as well, you need to have worked at least for 3 years in a higher position in an industrial company. So it's theoretical and practical knowledge. And most of my colleagues, I worked as well for a French company outside the university in the field of biochemistry, although I'm not a chemist, I'm not a biologist, but I was using my languages to work in an intercultural team with people who have been chemists in order to do some activities in distributing the product and to make the translations of the, let's say, all these things they have been selling in Germany. Okay, we have close contacts with business. Many of us have extensive experience in industry and commerce, which ensures that what our students learn has a clear practical orientation. Our students can get so, therefore, to know their future employers early on, for example, at career fairs. We have, I don't know whether you do that as well in UFOP. When we had students from UFOP, they have access as well to the companies which are normally not in COVID-19 times, are coming on our campus, making a peak fair and want to contact our students for internships, for bachelor and master theses, and for employment. And the good thing is, because I'm a manager as well, we let them pay a certain fee that they are allowed to come on campus. And they pay. Good. Now, international dimension, this is mostly more or less my world. We have more than 200 partner universities worldwide. I can't manage that myself. So we have a centralized, decentralized principle. This is something we can discuss another day how that works. But it was very important to have an efficient system that a cooperation is as good as the activities on both sides, which are taking place from year to year. Yeah? Okay, 20% at the moment of our student body has an international background, and it comes normally, not in COVID-19 times. We had the last semester 96 different countries, different nationalities. Yeah. In return, every semester, at about 600 Reutlingen students go abroad. So my office is organizing a big operation. 600 students per semester, that's quite a number. Then research, important as well. We are a successful partner in applied research and development. We don't do fundamental research, so there are no Nobel Prize winners on our campus, but we have people who have worked and researched in companies, who are familiar with the given problems in companies, and we support them in finding solutions. Yeah? For example, I remember a very old project we had in former times. It has to do with sustainability. We want to reduce, let's say, different materials which are put into a car production. So we tried to make the isolation of interior of car doors out of natural fibers. And we created new composites. And the composites are now nearly in every car which is produced in Germany. And whenever this life cycle of a car is over, they take out these components, they cut into shred it, they cut into very small pieces, and microbes will eat it. So there's no more waste. And these are intelligent solutions regarding sustainability, which is a big topic as well in the whole university, of course. Okay, this was one thing. And of course, our campus, lecture rooms, cafeteria, university library, sport facilities, student residences. On our campus, everything is close. Those of UFOP who have been here see that we are in one of the suburbs of Reutlingen, 4 kilometers away from the town center. But we are very near to the green countryside, but still very close to the action. Stuttgart, Tübingen, and the hills of the Swabian Alp are all within easy reach. Maybe some ideas you see here on the picture down. We see the campus. It's outside. You see we have 17, 18 buildings. We have the student dormitories very close. And we have in the background only nature, because this was the limit of the town. This is due to a historic fact, because behind us, we had a military training area, which was used by the French occupation army after Second World War until 1990. So there was no more building built. Now that's a natural reserve. and this is very close to us, so we can go out for a hike and this is really very, very nice if people like green campuses, yeah, for example. Here we see some of the buildings as well and some of our students, of course, in summertime. At the moment, the leaves have left, and this morning, today, we had snow. So we had snowfall this morning, the first snow of this winter. So the traffic connections have been a little bit complicated. Now, we have some other examples. That's of the one of the new buildings. We have a new learning factory of industrial engineering at our business school, yeah, with the slogan, Understanding Digital Production. We call it Werk 150 because 150 is the address. It's Alte Burgstraße 150, that's our address. And we have this building, and in this building, it looks like this. We can enable flexible and versatile factory and logistic systems by orchestrating cyber-physical subsystems to economically produce small bit sizes. We can really play production in our unit. That's unique. There are not so many universities who have something like that. We can anticipate the new development of, we call that Industry 4.0, the new industrial revolution in our plants, so that the students are used to do that when they go to companies. Then we have got, this is my favorite robot in the School of Engineering, because this robot is programmed, can be programmed via internet to open a bottle of beer and to put the beer into a glass. And then there must be someone who drinks the beer. That's mostly me. I'm a volunteer sometimes. But this is, of course, just, it was a bachelor thesis of one of our engineers to make the program, to program the robot to open the beer. Yeah. And this is done through the internet. I will send you that. You have public access to these laboratories. You can try from Urobreto. And then you can do, if you are a little bit familiar with engineering, you can do the real life testing in real existing laboratories through the internet. Yeah, this was developed because Germany is exporting a lot of, let's say, equipment and machines. And before a delegation from a company in Germany is sent to the place to repair the exported machine, they can detect via internet, online, where the problem is. And then they can travel there with the necessary components to do the reparation. Here we have one of the biggest 3D printers we have. Of course, in industry, they have much bigger ones. And we do sometimes, this is my colleague from engineering, mechanical engineering, and we are open the laboratories for interested colleagues who are not in engineering, for example, that they see what we can do in this 3D printing technology. Here we have the new thing, the human-robot collaboration. Here it's one of the robots, and this is something I couldn't believe. I'm a non-engineer, I'm a management professor, but I'm normally taking my students, and I took students from Urobreto as well with me when we went to the biggest industrial trade fair we have in the world, which is taking place in Germany. It's normally in spring. This next year I have some doubts that this will work. It's normally in Hannover Messe Industrie. And there I have seen for the first time 5 years ago, human-machine interaction, how a robot is working together with a human being. And there is communication between the robots and the people. And this is more or less what will happen in the future in industrial production. This is the human-machine interaction. And we do that, we anticipate that you see, we have old machines, but it's going up to the brand new technology. Companies are sponsoring us with this equipment because they want that the new generation of managers, of engineers is used to use this technology and can handle that when they work. Okay, this is a short remark on the rankings. Our most famous, let's say, school is the business school, because the business school won in Germany all the rankings in the last 20 years. And this is because we have been very, very innovative. But you see as well, in Germany, we are as well in business informatics on top 5. mechanical engineering top 5, and in textile and design, which was the origin of our university, we are number 1 in Germany, but this is not so difficult because there are not so many who are still in textile technology. But what important is, there is a European Union ranking. It's called U Multi-Rank, and we are in the top level with all European and world institutions in international orientation and regional involvement. That means we have close contacts to companies, and we are solving problems together with them. That's the key idea of my state, to have regional, let's say, universities embedded together with industry and working together. Because as I told you, we are poor, we don't have raw materials, we don't have energy, so we have to use our brain to solve the problems. And this is sponsored by our state, because that's the only way. The first place on the German national level, this was 2010. And in between, I made a re-audit internationalization with the German Rectors Conference to get the label. And this label I have since end of last year. There are not so many universities who have ever got this label. I don't know whether I put it in. No, I don't have put it in, but it's a very important label, because then you have the right to call you international university. Yeah, you have to do the audit, which is normally 3 years long. You have to do the re-audit, which is additional 3 years long, and then you can get this label for the German universities. Okay, so in general, international, the first double degree program in Germany we organized 30 years ago. This was when the German competitors didn't know how to write the word double degree. And we have always a high percentage of foreign students, and it is a big duty for us to organize at least so-called English tracks. That means that in every study program, at least 30 ECTS in English language are available for our exchange students from partner universities. Yeah, and we have a lot of technical subjects as well, and we have even some study programs which are completely in English. For example, we have international business, 100% in English. We have some business masters in English, but of course in engineering and so on, it is as well, we need German language. But exchange students can do a program of 1 semester or even 2 semesters with English lectures. Yeah, of course, we have our Rio office, and the Rio office is quite big. Just to give you a certain idea, I have at about 15, 16 people working directly for me. I have at about 60 part-time lecturers working for me, and I have at about 10 student tutors who have a contract and are working for me and my colleagues, because I can't handle it everything myself. But this is, of course, a big input from the university, but because it must be financed. But internationalization or international dimension is one of the 5 key targets of the overall university. And I tell them clearly, you can get that, but I need human resources and I need money. I have to tell them, and at least at the moment they are still doing that. Yeah, okay. So you see that this is the re-audit internationalization of the universities. That's the general secretary of the German Rectors Conference. On the right-hand side, besides me, that's our president. Our president's name is Hendrik Brumme. And Hendrik Brumme, he was the CEO of Hewlett-Packard Germany before he became professor of our university. And of course, we didn't leave him alone. He wanted to work only as professor. We said, no, we need key people like you in the top management of the university. So he became first vice president, and since 6 or 7 years, he's now our president. And he missed Uro Preto because he wanted to come with me to Uro Preto. He got sick. Then I took the vice president with me. And the vice president was very happy to have seen Uro Preto. Okay, but maybe we can repeat this journey in the next years and then we are coming again. Okay, but you see, this is something which is very, very important, because there are at about 150 universities of applied sciences in Germany, and only 3 of them got this label. Yeah, this internationalization of university with the re-audit. Okay, so this is what we are doing in the Rio. You see, Rio is not only international office, we have international programs. That's quite a big thing, because international programs are organized in a way that we offer for exchange students a minimum of 5 lectures. 3 are core competence lectures in their field of study, and 2 can be humanities, language, communication, or whatsoever. So, and here we have together to work a joint program with all our schools, that some of the lectures are offered by my unit, some of them are offered by the School of Engineering, by the business school, and so on. And then this gives the overall package of exchange students. So we are offering, for example, Germany within Europe, which is more historical approach. How did Germany came into existence? How is it working together in Europe at the moment within European Union, for example? This is not part of our normal lectures. We have to add that because some of our partners want to have this as well. And for international students, it's very important. Of course, we help our students as well to survive. At the moment, because of COVID-19, I'm very proud that everybody is helping me. We are organizing on next Thursday and Friday small little Nikolaus packages, which we will distribute to all our international exchange and degree students as a small little token of appreciation, because they are here and have to take the lectures online at the moment. This was not our plan, but let's say that's the situation. Then rankings, this is not so important, and all the numbers. Then here we have still our vice president research on that. That's our Reutlingen Research Institute. And he, Gerhard Gruler, the gentleman with the gray hair, he was as well with me in Urobrito. But he retired exactly 2 months ago. And we have now a new research vice president, but she is female. That's a young colleague, but very, very progressive. And I hope that she will help us to boost our research, because a university without research is no university. Okay, then again, we have a lot of research centers. Researchers will be in coordination with the Reutlingen Research Institute. So we have different things. One was changed recently, but it's still the same topic. It's a Robert Bosch Center for Microelectronic and Systems, for example. We work together with Bosch. They are in Reutlingen. And we even have possibility in this field, micro and power electronics, to have the whole education until a PhD. We have decentralized energy systems and energy efficiency. This is about sustainability. We have got process analysis and technology. We have Hermann Helloyd Center for Service Computing. And here we have got a second campus outside, because the headquarter of Hewlett-Packard Germany and Europe is only 30 kilometers away from Reutlingen, where we have a second campus. And the IBM Germany headquarter is only 30 kilometers away from Reutlingen. The Bosch headquarter 30 kilometers, the Daimler Corporation headquarter 35 kilometers, and in the vicinity of Reutlingen of 50 kilometers, there is a lot of the who is who of the German companies. This is, of course, for, let's say, a university which are focused on engineering and management, a big point, to have all these, let's say, very, very good companies. And these companies are offering normally our students, including exchange students, internships. And there is even one company in the field of machine production in Reutlingen with the name Burkhardt and Weber. They are owned by a Brazilian company. So we have a Brazilian company in our town. I can later on another time report on that company. Very good company. Good. Then we have got a center for interactive materials, logistic systems, and then of course we do individual research as well. But you see, all is connected, and sometimes we can offer as well internships in the research projects in the laboratories of our university. Yeah. This is one of the possibilities of cooperation. Then we have the Knowledge Foundation. Knowledge Foundation is a special thing. We are doing something which is connected to the university. We are a state university as UFOP, I guess. And we do, let's say, private projects. And with this foundation, we are earning money. I'm running my own study program in this Knowledge Foundation. I'm the, let's say, the study dean of a program which is called Bachelor of Science in Physiotherapy and Management, together with the Medical School of University of Tübingen and 2 big hospitals. And I'm accepting 30 persons per year in order to bring them in 4 years to a professional training certificate and the Bachelor of Science in Physiotherapy and Management. And of course, I'm mostly booked out. And this brings money to our foundation, and the profit of the foundation is donated to the university. So I'm indirectly helping to finance a little bit our university, and this is only open for professors who can do something like that. This is something else, but you see, we have in general a very open way. We have a lot of contacts to companies. In the advisory boards, in all schools or faculty, sometimes we call them, we have people from them included. So we have people from Hewlett-Packard, people from Daimler, people from Bosch, from Porsche, and so on, as well as medium and small companies in our, let's say, advisory boards to understand and learn which skills do our students need in order to be prepared for their careers after the study. Research partners, these are research institutes very close to us. We have some applied science partners. We have a region, Tübingen-Hohenheim. There are a lot of other universities and a lot of other universities of applied sciences. And we have even created a federation of 7 universities, which is called Southwest University Federation, because then we can talk in the name of 2,000 professors and 40,000 students. They are in this network. And then we have our partners in Stuttgart and Tübingen and some foreign universities. This is mostly for PhD and research. And we have got some other business partners. And of course, we have to have our own systems for controlling and management. So what is coming up? Challenges and influences in the future. Very easy. Continuing education, lifelong learning. We have to tell our students, hey, listen, what you learn in a university is nice to have, but after 3 years, you have to start from the beginning, or you have to always continue. It's lifelong learning. Learning never stops. Even if you are retired, you have to learn. And globalization, this is my topic, internationalization of the university, more diversity, intercultural learning and activities, support for exchange programs, and we are training our young people for a globalized market. Individualization, of course, a human being is always unique. So there are different educational backgrounds, different qualifications of new students, flexible and or modular learning, mix of work and free time with an emphasis on the balance between work and life, finding fulfillment in one's job. This is something we need. Of course, we are social, let's say, human person. We need a job to earn money, and we need our social contacts. I'm very proud that I'm luckily married since more than 30 years. I have 3 children and they do very well. And I'm always hoping that they will go into even better careers than myself. And I'm not jealous if I have a student who, after 10 years, wrote me, dear Professor Veit, thank you very much for your support. I was so successful that I can retire after 10 years. I said, this is not true. But he was in financing, and so he was very successful. And I don't know what he did, but after 10 years he stopped working. I like my work. I like to continue to work, so this is not an option for me. And now digitalization, very important. New teaching and learning by digital media. A very important topic is Industry 4.0. This is at the moment the big topic in the German industry. And most of our graduates need to know about that before they are going into companies. Yeah. Then, of course, we have teaching and research. And we have the changes in production possibilities. So we have organized this learning factory where we can already prepare for the reality. Then this is the Industry 4.0. I just put in one of my slides from my lecture. And this is the first revolution was in England with the first mechanical loom. This was textile industry. Then we had got Industry 2.0 in the slaughterhouses in Cincinnati in the United States, followed by the production lines in automotive industry with Henry Ford in Michigan. Then we had the first programmable logic controller, PLC, Modicon, in 1969. And finally, since 2010, we have the Internet of Things, or of everything, which we call in Germany Industry 4.0. And this is what we have to consider at the moment, very important. And young people have to be prepared because there will be a big change in the future. Yeah. Okay, this is my strategic approach. You see, this is more or less some circles. Reutlingen University essential identity, strategic level of goals, element of self-employment. We have tried to put that into one system. And you see 3 main goals: excellent teaching based on research and projects, business mentality. Yeah, we need people who are a little bit entrepreneurial as well, if any possible, but they have to do that in an international environment. That means my topic is included in the whole philosophy of university. We do that in applied research. As the world is getting more and more global and diverse, we have to look at diversity. And of course, we have to look at digitalization because that's the future. Although face-to-face lecture is better for me than anything else. Yeah, good. Okay, this is just my person. I'm Baldo Veit again. I'm a doctor of laws. This is more management PhD, and I'm the executive international of Reutlingen University. I'm always open for any contact. And of course, it could be that answer is taking longer, or I ask one of my, let's say, assistants to answer. But normally, I'm trying to supervise what we are doing. Now, I stop that at the moment.
Thank you so much.
One more thing to conclude that, I will show you now a video. A video on our university, okay?
Okay.
First, the theoretical information, and now the video. Let me see.
We are gaining momentum. Our society is growing more complex, more multi-layered. We have to meet this challenge. But how? By turning to traditional values? Or by coaxing the ideas out of our young minds to face the uncertain future boldly? We ask, why not both? Chemists, computer scientists, engineers, economic scientists, textile experts. At our university, they are all surrounded day by day by innovations and have the right feeling for creativity in order to set new standards in research. We won't wait until the future's here. We are shaping it.
Professor, sorry for interrupting, but we can't see the video.
That's why we're at the top of recognized university rankings.
Can't see it? Like to start from the beginning, right?
Sorry for interrupting, but we can't see the video.
Okay, I have to check again.
Go to the Windows Media Player.
Sorry?
It's right above in the middle far left. Do you see if that works?
Yeah. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yeah, now we can.
Okay. I have to go back a little bit.
Yes, please.
It's growing more complex, more multi-layered. We have to meet this challenge. But how? By turning to traditional values? Or by coaxing the ideas out of our young minds to face the uncertain future boldly? We ask, why not both? Chemists, computer scientists, engineers, economic scientists, textile experts. At our university, they are all surrounded day by innovations and have the right feeling for creativity in order to set new standards in research. We won't wait until the future's here. We are shaping it. This is why we're at the top of recognized university rankings. Reutlingen University cooperates worldwide with over 150 partner universities. In 5 schools, international lecturers provide the new managers with economic and industrial insights, which many would not receive during the whole of their professional lives. (6,000 students. The share of international students is 20%. They all learn with the certainty that they are achieving something exceptional. Respect, responsibility and tolerance are the fundamental values they need to grow in an international community, where strengths are developed and new talents discovered, where they feel at home. A course of study is not only a network, but often the beginning of lifelong friendships. We all learn throughout our lives. We only need to begin at the right place. Welcome to Reutlingen University.
Okay, sorry for the technical problem. I've seen there are a lot of questions in the chat. I still have to look a little bit. We have not yet. There was one question, double degree with Latin American institutions. Yes, we have one in business, but with a competitor in Brazil, in Sao Paulo. There's a double degree, Germany, Brazil, in international management with Sao Paulo, just that you know. But if looking at the other places in Latin America, no, there's only one. Okay, now the video was clear. Good. I hope that you.
Yes, we could see. If you have the link, we could share with you with us, and then we can send to everybody.
This video is available on YouTube as well. I can send you the link. Yeah.
Yes.
It's just showing a little bit all the 5 different schools. Important is we are doing different things, but we have something in common. And the something is common is that we have this international global perspective. Yeah. And we have, I would say, the main spirit. The spirit goes back to our foundation. We have been founded a little bit later after the first industrial revolution, which took place in England. This was a time when Reutlingen and the area was very, very poor. We don't have a very good soil for farming. We have some animals, some sheep, some cows, but not too much. So we had mostly with the wool of the sheep and the cows, leather production and textile production. And then they heard at that time that there's an industrial revolution going on in England. So we sent some spies, not me, but some of our ancestors to England, and they came back and say, oh, Jesus, that's a big problem. Because what they have, if you don't follow, we are completely lost. And so they founded a university in the year 1855 as a joint venture between the city of Reutlingen, the Lord Mayor, city of Reutlingen, the ruler of our area, which was the king of Württemberg, and a group of industrialists who said, we need to invest into education and research, if not, we are lost forever. And this was the origin. And this spirit we have in the whole university since the beginning. And we could prove, and now interesting, we could prove that 10 years after our foundation in this textile, let's say, learning institution, we had already 20% international people. At that time, these international people came from Austria, Switzerland, Italy, France, and so on. Later on, it became global, and especially in the field of textile technology, there are a lot of people in Latin America who have done their education either in leather technology or in textile technology in Reutlingen. Reutlingen was famous for that. Of course, we had to change, you know, about outsourcing. The whole production went out. The knowledge is still there, but we had to look for other products. And this is why we are developing along with the region. Could be something for Minas Gerais as well, this idea, yeah, that we have
to change a little bit.
yeah.
Yes,
Okay, but we are very open to work together. We have not yet an Erasmus Plus project with Brazilian institution because we had to make a selection. At the moment, we have two focuses. One focus is Ukraine. Ukraine is not too far away. And Ukraine, we are at the moment with a new project building up new laboratories in Dnipro, that's the city, a big research university, together with our School of Engineering and with money from the German Academic Exchange Service. The second project we decided was with Israel. Israel was as well in focus, and the General Consul of Israel will come next week, but it doesn't mean that there is no chance to make an application with Brazil for Erasmus Plus, especially since the very successful program from Brazil was stopped. Yeah, Ciências Sem Fronteiras was stopped because when we had this program, we had a lot of students from Ouro Preto, and we have one philosophy in our university: partner universities first, free movers second. Yeah, we have this as well with other, let's say, places, and in Mexico, for example. In Mexico, our partner is Esse Monterrey, and we want in special programs only students from Esse Monterrey because that's our partner. And that would be the same with Brazil. Your activity with us is very important because it's a university cooperation. We have got faculty or school cooperation and university cooperation. We have defined it in a way that if there is more than one school involved in a cooperation, it must be a university cooperation coordinated by the central international office. If it's
which happened with us, we have more than one school, more than one unit cooperating. I would like to ask the audience if you have any other questions. Please, if you would like to open your mic and talk to Professor Vai directly, it's fine. Or if you want to write in the chat, if you want to write in Portuguese, you can also do it as well, and we can translate. And Anderson, would you like to ask Professor Vai directly?
Oh, I was just curious to know about why Ukraine specifically. Is there any specific reason?
Yeah, it's a specific reason. It has to do with the recent developments politically in Ukraine. You know about this, let's say, revolution in Ukraine and the problems with Russia, and European Union decided to support Ukraine. It's a difficult political thing because we still need a cooperation with Russia, but we want to support Ukraine as well. And there was a lot of money sponsoring towards Ukraine. It's always political, Anderson, because if a national government says, if you apply for this support, you can get it more easily. Sometimes it's wise to do that. Yeah. Professor,
we have I would like to know how you in Reutlingen works with the SDGs, with the Sustainable Development Goals. You talked about some projects you have regarding the reduction of waste. It's very interesting. And how the university works with the SDGs. I mean, in the curriculum or in the management of the university, could you give us some examples?
Yeah, we have recently, in the last 2 or 3 years, started new study programs, sustainable energy efficiency, for example, very big topic, because, you know, Germany has made very, very special decisions. We have decided to give up completely nuclear power plants until the end of 2022. We have decided to stop the burning of coal until 2036. So we need now to save energy. Energy efficiency is part of that. And then, of course, we need alternative energy. This has to do with micro and power electronics, because these are the most important components for, let's say, windmills and solar cells. And this is why we do that. And we have now one professor, it's a she, and she's in charge of our sustainability goals of the university, which we will define. And then we will check what we can do already on our campus in order to go in this direction. Waste management is one important thing. Energy production. We have a lot of solar cells on our roofs. We have a direct connection to special heating systems to avoid that we have to have our own burners and things like that. So there are a lot of precise examples what we can do. And of course, this is a policy, not only in Baden-Württemberg, in my state, but in whole Germany, but especially in Baden-Württemberg, because the minister president of our state is from the Green Party. Yeah. So we have a green, we say green-black. Green is ecologists, black is conservative Christ Democrats coalition. And they have, of course, defined new goals. We are not as progressive as the Friday for Future Development, because we have to keep in mind, we need a certain sustainability. And what does sustainability need? Everybody needs to understand the goal of sustainability, not only in Germany, but also in Brazil and the whole world, is to save energy, to save our globe in order that future generations have still the basis for living. And here we have to agree. And of course, we need an international cooperation. It doesn't help us if we do that here, if it's done a little bit in Brazil, not so much at the moment, but it could be better. And the same in the United States. It doesn't help us if we do that, but China doesn't do it, Russia doesn't do it, United States doesn't do it, and other bigger countries are doing not that. So we need to work together in this field. But I think everybody should have understood we need to do something. And why not starting in the field of education and research? And this is a topic we always include in all the study programs. So they are in this field, all of our students, as well as international. Sustainability is a big topic. We are looking for partnerships with industry, and we have got, let's say, incubators for new companies. And if the business plan is good, we support them in order to create new activities, how they can do a little bit of a step towards sustainability. Yeah, in research we can do that with new materials. Yeah, making cars lighter. We are doing that as well in medical technology, biology, and we are very happy that we are involved as well in one of the top companies of the world who are just on the way to bring out the new vaccine against COVID-19. Because one of the top companies is only 10 kilometers away from Reutlingen, it's in Tübingen. The name is CureVac, and they are one of the top 4 companies who have, with a new method, found a way, hopefully, to stop this awful disease and virus. And so this is biotechnology as well. And here, this could be a help as well. Mobility. How can we organize mobility in bigger urban areas? without neglecting those who are living in the countryside. Because if there's no train, you need something else. But why not using hydrogen? Because hydrogen, if we have it, could be the basis for synthetic fuels. And if we have synthetic fuels, we can use the system of gas stations, for example, and not have to build up new systems. So we need intelligent solutions, but of course we need some more research. I'm an optimist as a researcher as well, but we need still some more time to find solutions, because I can tell you one story about sustainability, which we tell our students as well. Last year, this year at Pentecost, we had a windy and a sunny Sunday and Monday. This was a holiday. So we had a lot of energy because we have windmills, we have solar cells, we had too much energy. What do you have to do with too much energy? You have to get rid of the energy. So we had to give it to our neighbor countries. They only took it. In the meantime, there's a stock exchange for energy and it went into minus. So we had to pay money to our neighbors that they took our electricity. 3 days later, there was no sun, no wind, so we needed energy. And the Austrians said, very good deal, because we have used electric power to pump the water from artificial lake down in the valley up to the hill. So they let the water down through the turbines, and then they sold it again. So we had to pay twice. And there's a business professor, I have to say, this principle is not good. So we need to find a way how we can store the energy when it is available for later on. And this is the key of the research at the moment in some of our fields as well. And we have some professors who are in that and can include students who are interested in their projects.
That's great. Thank you so much for the examples. It's something that it's one of the topics of our event this year in 2020, the Sustainable Development Goals. And it's nice to hear, to know the experience. Well, I think we don't have any other questions from the audience, but I would like to, would you like to ask something, Samuel?
Yes, I'd like to.
Okay.
Professor, yesterday we had a meeting with a student who studied in Germany, and he told us he studied in a small city, so the cost of living wasn't that expensive if compared to big cities, for example. I've just seen Reutlingen's populations about 300,000 people. So how would you describe the cost of living in the city?
Our city is much smaller, by the way. Reutlingen itself has only 115,000 inhabitants, but you should know that we have a decentralized system in Germany. If you take Stuttgart as the capital of our state, and you make a circle 50 kilometers around, we have a population of 5 to 6 million. Yeah, Stuttgart itself is small, has only got 600,000. But what we are doing is we have decentralized administration, because then the contact between the politicians, those who are important for the Chamber of Industry and Commerce, of the companies and the institutions like universities are closer and it's more decentralized. So I would say that we are in a constant dialogue with all important players of our region. And our region is the state of Baden-Württemberg. And we try to work together. We have to identify problems, and then we have to find common solutions. And this is something which I like very much in our area. I don't know whether you know about some of the things. I have a professorship as well in the United States. And when I was there, I heard a presentation, and they said, yes, it was even a speech from Barack Obama, which they brought as a video clip. And Barack Obama said, the United States has invented the car. And I said, huh? I'm sorry, but this is false, because the car was invented in my state. I'm sorry. It was Carl Benz who invented the very first car or automobile with 3 wheels. This was the very first, and we have a proof. And by the way, that's good for our female colleagues. The first driver of an automobile in the whole world was a woman. it was the wife of Mr. Benz. It was Bertha Benz, because Bertha Benz wanted to go shopping, and she took the new engine the engineer had made, but he didn't dare, Mr. Benz, to use it himself. So she took it, but she ran in a big problem because it was a combustion engine and you need gas, benzene. Yeah? And so she solved the problem. She was a smart woman. She solved the problem. There was no gas station available because we have been using horses before. What did she do? Well, she was a smart, intelligent woman. Where did she get gas? Very easy. She went from pharmacy to pharmacy and bought liters of alcohol, and the alcohol was burning as well in the combustion engine. Yeah. So she was the first woman in that. And so we have a lot of these people. We have something in our genes, my family as well, something like a technician, inventive genius. So a lot of inventions have been done in our region, and we have the proof. The region with the most of the patents per year in whole Europe is our region. And patents lead, of course, to new products and normally to a good business development. Yeah. So you must be interested in finding solutions, and then they always try this and this, and finally they get a solution. And then with this, let's say, new idea, we call that innovation as well in management. So innovation is very, very important, and we need that done by our local people. And this only works if, for example, the city of Reutlingen is supporting us in our incubator, let's say, cell system. And we have incubator cells on our campus where students can start their business in the first 1 or 2 years when they have a good idea and when they have a convincible business plan. Yeah. And we advise them, and there we get the help of the Chamber of Industry and Commerce and the city of Reutlingen to finance that. So this is how we try to bring all these factors together to one unit. Sometimes not so easy. Sometimes there are political changes. Sometimes there are people who can't talk to each other because of personal reasons, but we try.
And Professor Veit, how much is the cost of living in Reutlingen? The student needs how much to live in Reutlingen?
That's very easy. Lucky we are that we can offer accommodation for a very good price because we have got subsidized student dormitories, and we always have access through this, let's say, and I have a certain number of rooms always for our exchange students. The room is at the moment 292, I think that's the cheapest one, per month, including all the side costs. In order to live more or less in an acceptable way, people need for Germany a minimum of 650 euros per month, including these, let's say, living costs and accommodation. But the German law was changed. International students have got the right to have a work permit. That means they can work and study at the same time. And of course, we have to agree as well, but I would say 10 hours per week, it's fine. Yeah, and then they can get additional money. And sometimes, that's depending, there are grants available for incoming students. So from time to time, I'm offering grants to Urobreto as well. I can do that to boost a little bit the new arrivals.
It would be awesome.
And, yeah, we can do that for next year if you want.
Yes, sure,
Yeah.
sure.
I would be on the safe side to say for fall 2021, I would like to sponsor students who come. I would say I can offer you 2 grants for 2 students who qualify to come. And 1 grant is just a little bit of help, which is 2,000 euro.
It's a great help.
You can take a note. Because
yes, it's recording, we know.
Yeah, it's recording. No, Jacqueline, the background is we have some interesting systems in Germany. If I find, as the responsible person, money from outside the university, for example, for this year, 20,000 euros donation, I can double the amount in the program Matching Funds from the German Academic Exchange Service. So I had this year 40,000 euro to sponsor incoming international students from partner universities. Yeah, this is a strategic way. Yeah, but it was my job to find the 20,000.
Yeah. Well, just to we are like the time it's running fast here. Just to as a last question, I just would like to know how is the situation regarding the pandemic, the COVID-19?
That's very easy.
How it was.
At the moment, I would not recommend to come. Why? Because we only offer our lectures online. But we started in a so-called hybrid semester. That means we had exchange students who came. We have at about 50 exchange students here at the moment. We had in September and October real face-to-face lectures. And we have been prepared to continue like that. But the state government forced us to stop and to switch over completely to online. The background is all our secondary schools, like gymnasium and so on, they are still open. My wife works as a school teacher. They have normal education every day. But in universities, everything was done online. Of course, at the moment, I would say be careful. But today, we made the following decision. The whole university, I'm part of this executive team, we said we will offer even in summer semester 2021, which normally starts in March, a hybrid semester. There is a high risk that we have to start with online lectures, but whenever the condition is improving and the vaccine is working and the infection rate goes down, we would start to open face-to-face lectures again, because that's much better than all these online things. And so I hope that I know that we will have students. We are sending out students as well, but not as many. We expect in Germany that in fall 2021, if everything goes very well, we will go towards normal conditions. And then we should do a lot of activities in order to have the exchanges gone as well. This is why I suggested to sponsor 2 UFOP students who want to come to us in next fall. Yeah? Yeah,
it's we hope that everything's going to be fine and we can return with the mobilities. Well, I just would like to...
One more thing, we agreed, we will offer you a German language course online.
Yes.
We just need to know which level. Maybe there's a European framework of levels of language, A1, A2, B1, B2. If you tell me what, I can organize that, and we will offer this lecture, online German from Reutlingen University, for you students in the upcoming semester.
We would love to start it with the A1, and we will offer the Portuguese language course as well.
I have one good thing for you. We have a part-time lecturer. She is offering as well Portuguese in our university. I think she lived several years in Brazil, and maybe we can include her in your offer as well. And then we can make a joint venture, and that we can maybe motivate more German students to learn your language as well.
Yes, and our students are going to learn German as well. So thank you so much for all of you that were here with us today. It was a pleasure. If you'd like to have a certificate regarding the activity, you have to access the UFOP Aberta platform. Okay. And this video will be available on YouTube channel. So please share with your colleagues, your friends, in order to know a little bit more about Reutlingen, not only about the university, but about life, about Germany. It was a very rich lecture, Professor Weiss. Thank you so much about it. And we have more activities from the Encontro de Saberes. So tomorrow we have a lecture and more conversations with the students that were in mobility around the world. And also on Thursday, we had 2 more lectures with the university partners of UFOP. Thank you so much for being with us today. And we are available for you all at the International Affairs Office by email and Facebook and Instagram. Unfortunately, not presential, not face-to-face, but we hope that in the future we can meet again. And please, Professor Weitz, as soon as possible, come to Ouro Preto to visit us. It will be a pleasure to have this
You
event.
could invite me for some lectures, because my lectures are normally intercultural management, intercultural communication, international business with case studies in automotive industry, and international economics. So if you want to hear something about that, I can give some lectures as well in UFOP.
Yes, yes. We want them online and also here in our university, please.
Good.
Thank
you very much for the interest from the student side, from your side. It was a pleasure that we had the possibility online to meet and to prove that our cooperation is existing and growing, hopefully, in the future. Thanks a lot. Maybe next time we can overcome more technical problems. Sometimes I really don't know what in the background happens. Sometimes it's a license problem, because my Zoom is a different thing. You know, we have a data protection law in Germany, which is very complicated. So some of the tools I see from other side we don't have, because they are not allowed. Yeah. Okay.
But
thanks a lot.
This is part of the online activities. It's okay. Thank you so much for recording it. And if you can share with us the video, it would be great. Thank you so much.
I have the link. I will send it to you, Jacqueline. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye. See you guys. See you, everyone. Bye.